Hi guys, I'm Cassie from Faodail Creation, and every single Wednesday I post videos on how to use your sewing machine and simple tips and tricks. In this video I'm going to be talking about the double eye needle. So Cassie, what is a double eye needle? Let me show you. So this is what the Smets version of the double eye needle looks like on the front of the packet, and I will just take the needle out and show you what the double eye is. So as you can see here, it has not just the one hole, it actually has two holes. Now this needle is different to a twin needle, and I'll show you what a twin needle looks like. Now this is a twin needle, and as you can see it has two needles. So here it has two needles, and both needles just have the one eye. So don't mix a twin needle up with a double eye needle. They are different. So have you ever been to the store and seen them cool looking threads? They're called variegated threads, and they change colour. And I'll just show you one right now so you can see. So this here is what you call a variegated thread, where it changes colour. And by using a double eye needle, you can mimic how this stitches out. So I have set the machine up with the variegated thread. I'm going to see the difference between the variegated thread and the double eye needle. So I'm using a Baby Lock Soprano, and I'm going to use one of the stitches where it says OK to use for my twin needle, because I think it's going to give this a better effect. And I'm just going to choose number 68 for both of my examples. So let's see what it looks like. So I've just got a piece of white cotton and a piece of quilter's batting just behind it, just because I am doing this decorative stitch. It's going to need a little bit of stabilisation. So with the variegated thread and just the ordinary needle in the machine, let's see what this looks like. So this is what it looks like with the variegated thread and just the one-eyed needle. So let's see what we can create with a double eye needle and thread choices that we select on our own. So I'm going to get a little bit adventurous with my thread choices here. I'm going to go with a beige and my favourite holographic pink thread. So we're going to take our current needle off. We're now going to put our double eye in. We're going to take our variegated thread off. I'm going to thread my first thread. Now, just an FYI, you're not going to be able to use that automatic feeder. You're not going to be able to pull this guy down. You are going to have to manually feed your thread. And guys, don't forget you also have this little attachment here that hooks right onto your bobbin holder, and it's so you can use the double threads for any twin needle work or the double eye needle work. Now, because I'm using holographic thread, he gets his own stand because he's kind of special and he needs a little extra help and guidance, and he has a little thread net around him so it doesn't release the thread out, so it comes out all bouncy. This just helps guide the holographic through a bit more smoothly through your machine. Then we just continue on and just put him all the way through. Come down to the bottom. And then we're just going to thread him in place in the second eye of the needle. One thing to point out when using holographic thread is just make sure that your speed dial is set to medium. Holographic doesn't like to go fast. He likes to take it slow, so just make sure you're on a medium pace. So as you can see now, both the eyes have been threaded. So let's see the difference that this makes from the first sample. So here is my sample using the holographic thread and a normal polyester thread, and this is where I've just had like a beige colour with my pinky coloured holographic thread running through it, and then I changed it up a little bit by doing black with holographic thread through it. It just adds a little bit of sparkle, and if you see on the straight stitch, this is again with the beige here, and for a more dramatic look I did the straight stitch with the holographic with it as well. So it's kind of like not totally holographic, like it just catches the light slightly rather than just doing a full holographic on its own. I think it adds a little bit of a dimension to it. I also just did it with white and black polyester, and I'll show you here. So this is without using holographic thread. This is just with the regular polyester thread running through. So this is what a straight stitch looks like with black and white, and then the black and white with the decorative stitch. I'm not sure why it kind of looks a bit funny. It looks kind of odd to me. Personally, I think it looks better with holographic. Just adds a little, just something to your work. So guys, what did you think of this video? Leave a comment below. I do read them and I do write back to you. One tip that I do want to say is never be afraid to experiment. If you want to do something, go ahead and do it. Don't listen to anybody on how difficult it may be. It may be super easy for you and you may love it. So don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss seeing me next week. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.